Today, I'm going to crack open a beer that you may have not expected. It's going to be a look at Blue Moon and their Belgian White Ale. So, it occurred to me I had never done a review on this beer on the channel. I've had it numerous times, much as many of you probably have as well. I've done variants of the Blue Moon beers. Why I never actually did the Belgian White, I have no idea, but we're going to change that right now. This beer comes in at a 5.4% ABV. It is done in the wit beer style. It is a wheat ale. So let's go ahead and crack it open and get it into a glass. Blue Moon is actually under Molson Coors, so it is one of the macro beers you see out on the market. I must be getting tired or something. I did a pour on the Blue Moon. As you can see, it did leave a bigger type head. It came out pretty quickly out of the can, but this will actually settle in a second. Never have to really worry about having too big of a head. What that actually does is open up a lot more of the aromas. It actually will open up those notes for you so you can actually enjoy it a little bit more. And as you can see now, it is settling in, but a pretty large head there. Aroma wise, you do get the making of a Belgian wit beer. So you get coriander out of it. It's done with Valencia orange. So you do have those notes. You have a little bit of that spice note in there that you expect from the style. And I feel like often this gets looked over because it is one of the macro beers. For a lot of people that are in craft now, I feel like at some point they did enjoy Blue Moon as kind of one of those ones that were kind of a crossover from macro. Even though it came out designed as a macro, it was still the style. In that way, it was kind of a gateway, but you can see as it does settle in now, you got a haziness on the beer, which is a custom for this style. Orange, I say like sunset orange type color. The head is pretty much white. It's got some nice foaminess, some nice suds action. Again, with the notes, I'm getting a nice whiff of the orange and the coriander. Speaking of the orange, a lot of times with this beer, a lot of people will put an orange peel on. I am not one to fruit the beer, so I don't put an orange peel on mine. I feel like if it's done in the proper way, you don't need it for this style. It'll already come out, so I'm not going to have an orange peel on here. I'm not going to get all fancy about it. Taste-wise, it does have the underpinnings of the style. Again, you do get the coriander, you do get a little bit of a spice note on the back end, a little bit of a grassy type feel, a little bit of a slight floral type feel. It's not fully to the level with a lot of the other craft beers that I actually have, but it does give you a nice subdued presence of the style. Maybe that's why they put the orange peel on it, because it does not come through as strongly. But overall, you do get what they're kind of going for with this one. I will say Blue Moon as a brewery is one that I heard is really a cool place to check out if you're ever out there in Colorado. So I would like to see the setup they actually have. But as far as the beer, it's an easy drinker. Again, 5.4% ABV. You can have a few of these, especially when it's like the summertime and you're out doing things, you know, beach, lake, whatever it may be. An easy drinking one to actually have around. You do get a little bit of a nice carbonation in there, a little bit of a tongue prickling sensation. Not really too much sweetness in play. A little bit, but it's kind of like, again, a lot of it is just kind of subdued and toned down. It's kind of like going to a restaurant and they don't spice a lot of the stuff because they're going for a mass appeal, which is what macro does. So it's a little more toned down, right? So it doesn't have some of the things that really jump out to you like you would if you were like a specialized or a fine cuisine type restaurant. But you know, for something to pass the time and to enjoy, it'll work. Overall, okay. It's an okay beer. Untapped for me on this beer, as I will check this one in. I will give this one here a 2.75 out of 5. I think it's fair. I think it's decent enough. I just don't put it to the level where I would have, again, more of the craft beers I enjoy. Have you had Blue Moon? Are you a fan of Blue Moon? What do you think about this beer? Leave a comment below and let me know. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe as well. That being said, I will catch you next time. Cheers, everybody.